Ooh.
Ah!
Got him.
Alright. I think we're pretty much done with that.
Oh, let's go.
We're gonna talk about some tape here. We're just gonna talk about tape.
You get some tape. You get some
We're just gonna
tape.
talk about this
You sound like Oprah right now. I'm still running.
natural. You ready? I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm bored with it.
Okay.
Alright.
Serious.
Okay.
Cheesy boy. This boy cheesy.
I just saw him do this and I was like, that's hilarious. Anyways, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright. So I got 6 different brands of tape here that we're going to talk about, and we got a couple talking points, and at the end of our talking points we'll give a solid rating, like 1 to 10, right? So to make sure that I don't give you guys a biased review, I brought somebody along for the ride.
Yeah, I'm Caleb Mullen. I've been lifting here for 3 months, 4 months.
Nice. Good. It's been good lifting, you know?
It has. It's been a blast.
Yeah. So tell me, before you trained here, how long did you train?
3 months roughly on my own.
Yeah?
Didn't really know what I was doing. Just saw Olympic lifts on YouTube and I was like, that looks like fun. I can powerlifting pretty okay for my high school, and
Nice.
started teaching myself the lifts.
Cool. How did your thumbs ever survive without thumb tape?
So I never heard of hook grip when I first started lifting. So I was just gripping the bar like that. And so my thumbs were fine because I wasn't touching them against the bar.
Yeah. How was using hook grip for your first day? I remember.
It was different. So I mean, honestly, I can do everything I can do right now without hook grip because I'm not really putting up crazy heavy weight where my grip's, giving out. But I'm definitely less forearm activated when I'm using hook grip, and it's a must.
Yeah. How'd your thumbs feel?
Thumbs, first thing, they're getting torn up without thumb tape.
Yeah. And but now, Caleb has all these different thumb tapes to choose from, right? So for 4 months, he's cycled through different brands of thumb tape with me, and he's gonna give his, a little bit of what he thinks about each brand and how well it holds up, along with me. First tape that we're gonna get into is goat tape. So grip is pretty good, super grippy. Sticky. Yeah, I mean, it is the goat of tape, but the durability of the tape is really good. It's super thick. Durability of your thumbs, whenever you're using this.
When it's on, I mean, your thumbs aren't getting torn up.
Nice.
It's excellent.
Nice. And the cost is a bit high. It's $8.99 per roll, so I mean, you definitely have to factor that in if you're going to be buying this tape. Another thing about this tape is it's kind of uncomfortable if you don't wrap it right. It's not elastic at all, so comfort's not that great in terms of anything there. But overall, I'd say this tape is 6 out of 10? 7 out of 10? Somewhere in there?
6,
yeah.
probably.
Alright, 6 or 7 out of 10.
If it was more flexible.
Yeah, if it was more flexible, this would probably be a solid 9 out of 10.
I use it for my shins all the time when I was tearing them up, they're bleeding all the time, and it was by far the best one for that. I mean, it didn't come off. It's
There you
just
go.
really sticky.
It's no longer thumb tape, it's shin tape.
It's shin tape.
There you go. Next up, I got this no-name brand called Elastikon. Shout out to Brian Dude for giving me a roll of this. I don't know how to buy it. I don't know what it costs or anything like that. The grip is pretty good. You haven't used this tape before, but it's pretty stretchy. Well, I mean, it's flexible enough to get around your thumb and whatnot. The adhesive is really good. It's gonna stay on. The grip with the barbell is probably so-so because it's so thick, but overall, I'd probably give this tape a 5 out of 10 Elastikon. Next, let's talk about a tape I know you all love. You guys all know about it. It's Average Broz. This is definitely a fan favorite. It's probably the first thumb tape that people could buy commercially that was advertising itself for thumb tape. And Broz just got a patent on this specific tape right here, which is really cool. You've used this tape.
Yes.
What do you think about it?
I like it. It's top 3 in my book. It stays on most of the time. I noticed you just gotta make sure you just stretch it out, and just stretch it out and really put it on there good. It's gonna stay.
Yeah.
It's good grip. I like the texture.
Yeah. So would you say the texture helps with the grip of the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
And it's a really adhesive tape. Like this tape Unfortunately, it does leave residue whenever you're done with it, but the extra residue that's going to leave is just a really good sign of how much adhesive they use to make sure it stays on your thumbs during the whole workout. Like, this is probably one of my favorite tapes just because it stays on so well, and it does help with grip on the bar. For cost of average pros, it's about $19 for 4 rolls, which is pretty good.
Good value.
Yeah, good value. So overall, I'd probably give it 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
8 out of 10.
That's fair.
Maybe a 10 out of 10 if it didn't leave residue and it remained just as adhesive as it was.
Right.
So, you know.
For me, I like just ultra mobility, and it was a little stiffer than a few other ones, but you know, it really wasn't anything to be concerned about. But,
Yeah.
You know, it could have been a little more viable.
Yeah, it's definitely not as stretchy as some of the other tapes, but solid 8 out of 10.
For sure.
Next up, we got the People's Tape Weightlifting House right here. Seb sent me a box, and it was super nice of him to send it to me. The grip is okay. The adhesive starts wearing off as soon as you start sweating, so usually I'll get about 4 sets of snatch in before I have to take off a current layer of tape and then put a new one on. The durability of the tape is kind of, it's a little thin, honestly. The tape is a little bit thin because whenever you go overhead with heavier weights, sometimes the tape will actually rip right down the center right here. So that's kind of my thoughts overall.
Same thing. You know, with Weightlifting House, you know, big weightlifting name. I'd like to like their tape, but you know, I was a little disappointed. You know, it came off pretty much every workout, and you know, it didn't tear on me, just like you mentioned.
Yeah. So for Weightlifting House, the People's Tape, the cost of this is $17 for 3 rolls. So out of a scale, what would you rate it?
4.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
Alright, so we'll stick with 4 out of 10 for the People's Tape. Next, we have Lift Genie, and I actually got caught trash talking Lift Genie on my Instagram. Whenever I first used it, I was over at Rose City Barbell in Portland, and I got to use it. I really didn't like it, but all I had used up until that point was really average rows. So what I found is the grip is actually pretty good. It doesn't come undone until probably by the time I'm about done with snatch and I'm ready to move on to clean and jerk. I'll just switch out, get a new roll or new wrap on my thumb. And for durability of the tape, like how do you feel about the durability?
I liked it. It stayed on. You know, it's so thin. It wasn't getting snagged up on the barbell. And, you know, it protected your thumb just enough. And you know, it's one of my favorite tapes. It's really stretchy, really pliable. Your thumb has complete mobility. I like it. It gets a thumbs up in my book.
Awesome. And then for the cost of this, it's $18 for 3 rolls on Amazon. You can get the Prime tape, which is just the same tape as the regular tape. They just call it Prime tape because it gets Prime shipping. Out of a total number, what would you rate the Lift Genie?
Probably right along average with me.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10 for Lift Genie. Next up, we got Jaybird. And I actually just bought a box of Jaybird tape because John Stang told me I need to get some Jaybird. My cameraman right here, Jess Mark. What's up, homie? Yeah, he exists. He's here. He shouted out Jaybird to me, and I got a box on Amazon for 24 rolls of tape, only for $60. That's hands down the best value of any of the tapes. On top of that, I feel like the stickiness of it is just right. It might leave a little bit of residue, but it's just a little bit more than Lift Genie and just a little bit less than average rows. So residue is perfect. It stays on really well. The flexibility is really nice. It's really stretchy. How do you feel about Jaybird?
Yeah,
you just got it at the same time as I did. So.
Right. Yeah, only been about a week, but I mean, thus far, I mean, it's been my favorite tape. You know, it's really soft, but it, you know, protects your thumb. I mean, it just gives you that extra layer of support, and you know, it stays on the whole time. I haven't had a problem with it slipping off yet, and I really like it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to chime in on that, and say it's also my favorite of the tapes that I've tried. One thing to note is it's not advertised as thumb tape at all. You have to just search up athletic tape, Jaybird athletic tape on Amazon, and that's where you're gonna find it. 24 rolls for $60, can't beat the price. It's also my favorite tape, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. You agree with that, Just Mark?
10 out of 10. Oh.
All right. Then, nice. Double thumb up. So that's all the tapes that we've got to go over today. Hopefully this helps you in being an educated consumer for these thumb tapes. Protect your thumbs because you don't want to rip them.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would rate my natural thumb a 10 in terms of grip because there's nothing separating my thumb from the barbell. And I'd rate it a 0 for durability because these fuckers rip on me all the time.